Tuesday, June 17th. I was just going over IPOs with folks. So if you want to listen to the live one, again, it's about 26 minutes of me goofing off with the audience and stuff. It's on YouTube. I don't put it on Spotify. I don't put it on anywhere because it does tend to get a little bit long. We got a big show. The top second half 2025 stocks. That's an event that's taking place this afternoon at 12 o'clock. I will be there. Okay. Here's the strategy that you should play. The play on this one is very, very simple. Go to the link tree if you don't have Seeking Alpha. Go and get this third link. Okay. Say you know you're never going to buy Seeking Alpha. Well, go and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Attend the event. Listen to the 10 stocks that they give for the second half of 2025. Go and buy them. You want to know why? Because when you look at the top 2023, top 2024, and top 2025 stocks, they are doing really well. Okay? So there's a track record here. So if you want this particular gain at 12 o'clock, join it. You can buy them tomorrow. You can sign up for Seeking Alpha tomorrow, watch the event, and buy them tomorrow. But again, it comes with a free 7-day trial. It's the third link right there. Okay? It is a great one. And I will remind you, the Seeking Alpha Premium comes with huge advantages, like the Quant. Okay, this is one of the top areas where I go to and I say, ooh, here's the stocks that score highly in the Quant. Which ones do I want to put money into? Well, let me go look at some of their fundamentals. Let me go look at some of their technicals. And so it's not something where I think you should just go and buy it. I think you should use it for 7 days and understand what it's like. In fact, I will tell you, I think you should be getting Alpha Picks, and I think you should get the bundle. It includes Premium and Alpha Picks. And yesterday, I went on Alpha Picks, and I refreshed, and I got their new pick. Okay, this is the chart of their new pick. It's a gold pick. Okay, operating 5 mines across North America, Argentina, Turkey, and the company's recent acquisition have earned the title of third largest gold producer in the U.S. The company has shown strong momentum. Q1 2025 revenue surging 37% and operating cash flow of $85 million, despite gaining more than 70% in the past 6 months. The company maintains exceptional valuation with a forward peg that is more than 90% discounted to the sector. Favorable market dynamics coupled with operational excellence have continued to earnings that projected to grow 313% year over year by the end of this year. So what did I do? I sat there. You see, that's the 12 o'clock candle. It goes all the way up to like 13, 14 bucks. I wound up buying in at $12.71, right as it was announced. I sold as it started to lose confirmation at $13.05. That's a 2.7% gain in 45 minutes. You may say, I don't want to risk money for 2.7%. You know what? The S&P is up 2.7% in almost 6 months. It took me 45 minutes to make that. Don't throw a ton of money into stuff like this. It is risky to trade like that, but sometimes you can make some money. And my point here is you need to find an approach to the market that you're comfortable with. Okay? First, find a fundamental tool. And I can go on about Seeking Alpha. Finviz, for years I used Finviz. Okay, this is a fundamental tool. I use Seeking Alpha. Why? Because it saves me time. Finviz used to take me hours to look and compare at companies. Seeking Alpha takes me 5 minutes. Okay, then get a technical tool, and that's TrendSpider. Okay, that's the one I use. For years, I used Active Trader Pro from Fidelity. I used Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. I had a full-time job. I used it for day trading and momentum trading. But TrendSpider makes things easier and faster. Why? Because I'm able to scan. I don't have to sit there and manually go through a watch list and say, ooh, this chart looks good, this chart looks good. I'm able to scan for opportunities. Every morning, I get a list of scans emailed to me, and I include those in the newsletter. So to get the newsletter, you just go to the link tree. It's right there. But I include those in the newsletter every day. So I get a list of them. What used to take me 2 hours a day of reviewing things is now down to less than 15 minutes. And that is why the paid tools are worth it. And the third tool that I have is it is Alpha Picks. Okay, Alpha Picks beats the market. It's a portfolio that outperforms the S&P historically. It's easy. I put a portion of my portfolio that I don't have to think about. Again, time savings. It teaches me. I learn at least one new thing a week from Alpha Picks, the emails that come out from Alpha Picks. Okay, it's mostly small caps. And we just got a new one today. These are 3 options from Seeking Alpha, okay? You can get Seeking Alpha Premium, which we just talked about. It comes with a free 7-day trial, and you're saving double the amount of money from now until July 4th. So go and get it. You get Alpha Picks, okay? That's a second portion. It's a rules-based portfolio. And it's great. It outperforms the market. And my suggestion, get the bundle. The bundle is what I used to pay for. Okay, and now I'm an affiliate. So there is no way that you should be making your way through this market without a fundamental, a technical tool. And then if you don't know how to manage a portfolio, get a portfolio manager. Get a guy from Fidelity. Get a guy from your brokerage firm. My guy Stuart just talks to me all the time. He's like, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. Sometimes I take it as his advice. Sometimes I don't. Now, yesterday, I looked at yearly candles of the S&P and QQQ. Today, I want to look at monthly. And this is part of the strategy that you should be going through. Okay? You go yearly, you go down in time. And that's the way I've always worked things, is if I'm trying to find a gain, should I sell? Should I buy? I go down in time. What's the yearly look like? Go and look at something like AT&T yearly, monthly. Okay, go and look at something like Intel yearly, monthly. Let's look at the indexes because we're in a bull market. Remember, the yearly showed you we are in a huge bull market. Well, the monthly here on QQQ, it again shows you we're in a bull market. So again, that's the thing. And if you go to the S&P, to SPX, $XPX here, and we go to we just go to a monthly. I got to go back because it puts it into the 4 hour, but let's go to the monthly right here. SPX in the monthly. You're in a bull market. You're still going up. Again, you see this big dip right here? That is from the housing crisis, okay? That's the financial crisis. And this man, Steve Eisman, okay? He was one of the players in The Big Short. He was on CNBC this morning, okay? He called the housing crisis. And he said on CNBC this morning, hey, in 2005, if I had come in here and you guys were the hosts, you guys would have called me crazy, okay? He's basically making the signal that the deficit doesn't matter. His message is the deficit matters, but don't panic. He's not calling for a huge catalyst down like he was in 2005. He said, don't worry about it. The only thing you have to worry about is if the dollar becomes isn't still the world default. That's it. And this is a man who called the bottom. And then when you look at the S&P, he called this. He called this the entire way down. But he called it since 2005. Go back to 2005. Right back there. Again, he called it. He had to deal with his shorts losing money for all of that time. So you can't time it. You can't. And one of the things that they brought up in this particular one was, hey, are stable coins going to replace the dollar as the default currency in the world? And they said no. But here, the Circle Internet stock surged 13% yesterday as the CEO predicts iPhone moments for stablecoins. Maybe this is a good one. Again, Circle, it is incredibly overvalued. It is not covered by the Quant. It is not covered by Wall Street. This thing just came out a few days ago, and you're trading at 157. The 52-week high is 165. I would wait, but if you are skilled at trading with a chart, and that was one of the things I just went over with the group on YouTube. If you're skilled at trading with a chart, trade the chart. Trade the chart. But right now, I don't think that you can trade fundamentals on this. And this is a key point. And this is a great video from Josh Brown and Michael Batnick, okay? Tune out the noise. Tune out the noise. We are in an AI market. Just tune out the noise. It's an AI market. AI spending and adoption. This is the greatest product launch in history. So you're in an AI market. And I went through the gainers from S&P yesterday, okay? I just went to Finviz. And I went to the screener and I scanned, I did it by S&P, and I just sorted by the percentage change yesterday. I counted 6 of the 20 top gainers yesterday were in AI. Okay? Go and Google. I'm going to give you some homework. Go and Google the top year-to-date S&P winners. 6 of the 20 are tied to AI. It's not just AI, but you are in an AI market. We talk about risk return all the time. Okay, risk reward. The reality is, when I talk about these AI stocks, it's because I'm a large cap tech investor, but there are plenty of other companies that are out there that are huge, that are gaining stock. Yesterday, Estee Lauder, I'll go over it. I called this out on 531. We'll look at the chart later. It was up 10% yesterday. Michael Burry on 531, he made a strange, ETF. He just bought all the Estee Lauder stuff. It's up huge. One thing that the market is not is a solar market. Okay? Sunrun. Solar stocks plunged after Senate Republicans proposed phasing out solar and wind tax credits by 2028 in a revised version of the Big Beautiful Bill. The move down triggered Sedge, one that sticks in my craw still to this day, Enphase, Array, and First Solar. It's not a solar market. But I will point out one, and I want to just put this into your thought process because I am looking at buying a second home in Florida. So I've been watching the real estate market. Real estate sales have just flattened out. I mean, who's buying a home unless you absolutely need to with interest rates as high as they are? Well, Lennar had their earnings yesterday, okay? Shares rose despite mixed full quarter results as revenue topped expectations while earnings missed. The big thing for Q3, Lennar guided for home deliveries and new orders in the same range, both slightly below visible estimates. It also forecast a lower average, okay? But the CEO said they were being very conservative. If interest rates start coming down, housing might be a sector that could pick up. So just keep it in your mind. I brought up yesterday that AMD was one of the leaders in the S&P yesterday. Okay? Comeback season is in full swing. Look at that. That is the 200-day SMA. It's trading over it for the first time in 7 months. So let's go look at AMD. Is this a buy? Well, the 4-hour algorithm got you in at $91. And this is a 4-hour chart. So if you don't understand charts, this is a 4-hour chart. It's not a daily chart. And what they're talking about there is a daily chart. That is the 200. That is the red line. This red line right here is a trend line. We have broken the trend up. That may now be used as support. Okay, it's a long way down there. So if you go from 126 down to 98 and you ride it, you didn't listen to your trend. Okay, this trend line can be drawn again. Remember, trend lines touch 3 points. I called this one out yesterday. I didn't know that there was a rumor that that AWS was going to be buying a bunch of AMD chips. I didn't know that. But again, is comeback in the full swing. When you look at a weekly on this, I did point out yesterday, this previous all-time high at 164. The valuation will be crazy at 164, but it's hit there many times before. And the MACD on the weekly, super low. This one has the ability to grow a significant amount. I think NVIDIA, based on their market cap, has less likely. So if you're looking for short term, this might be your win. If you're looking for long term, I would say NVIDIA is it. Now, there was some news yesterday. I'm not going to be going over all of this news because it's going to change by the time I put out this podcast. But it said that Iran had reached out and wanted to talk about peace talks. That was great. Then Trump leaves the G7 and says, hey, I've got to go back and meet with the Security Council about something crazy. The market is looking for a reason to sell off. I mean, again, look at the indexes. We are in a bull market, but look at the indexes. QQQ. This one, since April, has been straight up. It's looking for a reason to pull back. All-time highs here, we're close to it again. Okay? Maybe we start to pull back a little. It's looking for reasons. So just be aware that this Middle East stuff and the Ukraine stuff and all of this stuff does factor into this. He's talking about tariffs today on the pharmaceutical industry. I didn't bring it up. I'm just not that into the pharmaceutical industry. So maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's not. But the market is looking for a reason to sell off. One of my favorite billionaires, this is your grandpa that you want to go and hug, is Leon Cooperman. Okay? He is a fantastic CNBC guest. Go and Google him. This is the man that I learned about the Nifty 50 over the past few years. He's been really talking about the Nifty 50. He basically said the market and the indexes probably are going nowhere based on valuation. He thinks individual stocks are the way to go. Now, I don't necessarily agree with him, but I do think the man who has made billions of dollars, he is in the realm of Warren Buffett. Okay? As far as investors go, he's somebody to listen to. And I'm going to give you the link to his entire interview. Looks good for 82, I think. I think 82, 83 years old, somewhere around there. He is really good. I'll give you one of the top stocks that he mentioned yesterday. And I'll put all the stocks of his portfolio in the newsletter. But this is Fidelis Insurance Holdings, FIHL. Insurance company. The chart looks decent. Buying and holding over 2 years makes you 21%. Okay? The 4-hour algorithm doesn't work great on this one. It actually loses you 5%. And when we look at this one from a weekly standpoint, you can see it's rather new. It's kind of trapped in a range right there. I would say your support probably around $15. Your resistance, probably around 20. Not a bad way to trade in there if you can find a strategy. But this is one of his holdings, FIHL. And if we go and look at it, the quant says it's a hold. Okay, why? Valuation, the growth is great. Profitability, not that great. Momentum, revisions. Again, I just look at this and I say, you know what? I like Leon Cooperman. Probably not my gig. Probably not my gig. He also likes GPO, COP, energy transfer. He was big on natural gas. He thinks oil is going to go down. He thinks natural gas is going to be great. He loves energy transfer, which I like. MPLX. He likes energy transfer. He's like, listen, the valuation, and it makes sense. These guys are just killing it, and they pay me a 7% dividend. So he likes that one. Again, Wall Street loves that one as well. Maybe that's one. He expects the second half of this year to be worse than the first half. He expects oil to spike, which would kill any rally that we have. Again, Middle East. So I like the interview. I think it's worth listening to. I think it's worth looking at his stocks if one of them fits your realm. Okay, just by the way, Microsoft and Google are his large tech investments. He said they just know stuff, and he says, I have a large portion of my holdings in Microsoft and Google. He's perfectly happy. This is a guy that doesn't time the market. He just looks for the themes. Now, this one, when you see a CEO with $3.5 million in annual compensation buying $7 million worth of stock, you pay attention. EVO. Okay? EVO, let's go and look at it. CEO is only making, this is Evotech SE. I don't even know what it is. 4-hour algorithm, it does better than buy and hold. But is he timing the bottom? Maybe that, let's go and look at it in Finviz. Because, the free tool, let's go and look at the insider buys. Well, they're not making money. They have a huge short interest. Looks like, 0.77 million shares. Not huge. But the insiders, let's see, upgraded in April by Deutsche Bank. The average price target is $6.08. You're trading at $4.13. So there's good upside. They don't have the insiders here. But EVO, I think that's the one that, EVO, EVVTY, maybe that's it. No, Evolution, it's a foreign stock. So maybe this one fits your thing. Let's see about here, EVO. Let's look at EVO. It's a hold in the quant. Valuation's a bit high. I think there's insider transactions somewhere here in Seeking Alpha. I typically use Finviz for the insider transactions, and they didn't have it listed. But again, the market cap, 1.46 billion, is a small cap. So go and take a look at that one. Again, insider buys are something that you take a look at. It's not something that you make decisions on. So ads are now, one of the decisions that you do want to make. Meta owns a bunch of these properties. WhatsApp, they've never monetized WhatsApp, and it's their largest app. Make no mistake, Facebook is not their largest app. It is WhatsApp. It is heavily used by the world. Maybe not here in the US, but by the world. Advertisements are coming. What is that going to do? That's going to boost Meta's bottom line. Meta, it's a great stock. If you remember, this was one of them that I said I didn't have a large enough position in April. And boom, it triggered me. I said I'm buying. 521. That's been really good buy. At 521, there are gaps all over the place. 35% in 53 days, I'm all in. And it's not that expensive. They are a cash printing machine. Okay? Their valuation, it's a bit high, but they make up with it in growth and profitability. Again, if Zuckerberg has curbed his spending, remember that was during the metaverse phase. Hey, if you curb your spending, you just print money. Well, now he's spending it on AI, and it seems to be worth it. And again, if they can monetize WhatsApp, I think that's a great one. Yesterday, I brought up the YOLO of flying cars. Well, here's your entire list of drones. These aren't flying cars. I think they do have some flying cars. What's the one that I like? It's Amazon. Amazon is in drone delivery. They will be doing, Amazon is one that I think is a great buy. I have bought a ton of it. Okay. One that I brought up, this is the May 30th. May 30th. And I put EST for some reason, but it's EL. Michael Burry. And I said, does Burry know something? On 5:30. Okay. This was the big winner yesterday. Up 10%. And on May 30th, let's see. May 30th, had you said, well, I want to follow Burry into stuff like that, you were at 66. You're at $74 today. $74. Now, do I think this is a good one? No. But I will point out there is a gap here at 77. Okay, you're trading at 74 right now. The gap goes up to 82. For me, that might be a decent enough trade to actually take it. Now, I have learned my lesson with beauty products, so I am not going into beauty products. But if you buy Estee Lauder products or somebody, your daughter, your mother, your wife buys Estee Lauder, then maybe it's time to actually get into this stock, because valuation-wise, this is a good one. It's cheap. Its valuation right now, it says 50 times forward earnings, but if they get it turned around and if somebody buys them, it's a business worth looking at. Again, Michael Burry, maybe he knew something, because he was way back here. The 4-hour algorithm had you in here at 56. That would be a great buy. And that was just April 14th. But again, the gaps, if you look at this from a long-term standpoint, it's just dead. It's dead. But is it one the rebound? Maybe Michael Burry does know something. Maybe he does. He's made quite a bit of money on that one. As top stock, I went into yesterday, and just to show you what I do, okay, I just went into top stocks right here, okay? And I know that gold with the deficit is a big one. Well, I looked at GFI. I said, you know what? We've looked at HRTG before. We looked at, PSIX, which is one that was a huge winner. This one, $22 billion market cap. So it's not super small cap, $22 billion, but it's got A's across the board. Okay, valuation, growth, profitability, momentum, revisions. It seems good. Valuation, forward PE, 10. Sectors at 15. Again, maybe you want to go into gold. I found this one yesterday. Let's look at GFI on a technical basis. And again, this is why you have these tools to look at it. That is a bottom left to upper right trajectory stock. From a weekly standpoint, it's a bottom left to upper right. Now, it's a bit extended. Do you want to buy it? Maybe put it on a watch list. One that is on a watch list is SoFi. Okay, the first golden cross since October 2024. That's huge. Is this one a new opportunity? Let's go and look at the chart. SoFi I like. I just think it's a bit expensive sometimes. And this one trades in a very big range. And this weekly chart right here, I'll show you the weekly chart. It actually winds up being a good range to trade in during this time, but it's completely above this now. And so we've got to find a new range to actually trade this in. Let me just refresh. Seeking Alpha so that I can get the 4-hour algorithm in here. 4-hour algorithm right there had you in at 1372. You're at 1483 right now. You just got out of a 17% gain. 4-hour algorithm wins 50% of the time over the last 24 months. It's 24 positions, so you win 12, you lose 12. Your average win 12%, your average loss is 5%. So you make about as much as buy and hold. So you can look at this one, and I have all these yellow lines marked in there as support and resistance lines, and you can see on the weekly chart, the MACD is reset. Are we getting ready to go back to this double top at 24? Well, if you buy at 14 and you go to 24, that's a pretty good move. But I will tell you, SoFi is expensive. It's 53 times forward earnings. It's a hold in the quant. The profitability is a problem. It's ranked 19 out of 38. Okay, what's number one? LX. What's number two? OppFi, which is a top 2025 stock. So again, using Seeking Alpha and TrendSpider, you can go through these things and just find opportunities. One of the opportunities that I brought up was Oscar. Okay, Oscar was up 7% yesterday. I've talked about it for a while. I don't like this one. This is my personal insurance company. I haven't figured out how to trade it because when I go into the 4-hour algorithm on this one, I think it's a decent one. Yeah, it makes you 55% versus 65% buy and hold, but you only win 29% of the time. Your average win is 30%. So this one is likely a big mover. But FYI, it gave you a buy yesterday in the 4-hour algorithm. So maybe you want to take the chance on this one. This one is considered to be a big mover, but I will point out, okay, this is what I did yesterday when I saw this one moving, because it's my insurance company and I brought it up. I went over here to ranked in industry. Okay, it's ranked number 7 out of 19. And I said, well, what's the number one? Well, it's PUK. And PUK, year to date, up 53%. This is Prudential PLC. This is another insurance company. And it's got better valuation, better growth, better profitability, better momentum, and better revisions than Oscar. Maybe this is one that you want to look at. Again, it's at its 52-week high near 24.64, but Oscar is not. Oscar is at, let's see, I think it's midway between its, it's on the bottom end of its range. It's between 11 and 24. So risk, reward, you want to take a look at that. What makes sense to you? Which one? And if you want golden crosses, TrendSpider has something for you to import. You can import the golden spotter right here. Golden crosses. Just Google golden cross. It's a great one. Big names on the list: Meta, Goldman Sachs, Microsoft, and Constellation Energy. Again, golden crosses are usually bullish. And if you don't believe charts, take a look at this. HIMS was heading into this wedge, ticking time bomb. It was just a matter of time. And then what happens? That was June 14th. Then Monday, 10% yesterday. The bomb. Now, is HIMS taking off? Let's take a look. Is HIMS one that you want to invest in? Well, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 299% versus buying and holding makes you 558%. Buy and hold might be a better strategy. Boy, look at that. At $56, the algorithm got you in. Just last week, you're at $59. That's almost 10%. I don't know what percentage that is, but the MACD is still low. The RSI at 60. This is a short squeeze. Is it setting up that this double top right here at 63 is going to get broken on this one? Maybe trade it between 25 and 63. That's the way you do it on HIMS. Now, I don't currently own this one. I don't want it. I want this one at a decent valuation, and it's expensive. Okay. They are not making money. Their valuation is an F. Okay. They are not currently making a profit. But when they turn profitable, that's going to be big. And their growth, 85% revenue growth year over year. Their EBITDA growth is even more incredible. So you can analyze this with AI, and you can look at its competitors, Teladoc and Amazon Pharmacy. Again, I love Amazon. But this is a marketing company. That's all they are. They're a compound pharmacy with a marketing acquisition program. And it's been really, really good for them. And I like their CEO. Okay? Shai Bulor put this one out. Verve Therapeutics. Eli Lilly and Invaz talk to acquire Verve. VERV. This is what you get in the pharmaceutical space, is the craziness that this is. But I wanted to bring this up because you've entered this gap, okay, between $9 and $12. And boy, you can buy this at $11. Even though it's up 75% in pre-market, you might be able to make 10% on this one. Again, volatility. Learn how to trade a chart. How can you learn how to trade a chart? Well, go over to my newsletter, okay, right here. And there's an education section down here. I think I give you a free 7-day trial. If not, just email me and I'll give you a free 7-day trial. Learn about confirmation. You can literally go up to the search right here and just type in confirmation. And that's how you can trade a chart. It's very, very simple. It does take time to actually learn how to do it. But look at this, the after hours. You can see it popped up yesterday. You have confirmation right here. Okay, on the 5-minute, the MACD is completely reset. Now, what's going to happen at 9:30? My guess, this one starts to go up at 9:30. The volume's probably going to be there. We're at 9:32 right now. It's 11.02, $11.02. So my guess is we'd pop with some type of volume. But you're seeing it's so far it's selling. People are selling this one. So they're taking their profits. They're saying, hey, I want my profits on this. If you learn the market, it's a very easy supply demand type thing. And it's not that hard to trade, but you do have to take risk. And the reward comes with the risk. You can see it's down at 10.99 right now. You know, you're going to have to expand this one out to see it because, again, you're going to have to, trade this one very effectively. It's not that huge of a stock. Let's see, Verve. I think it's a smaller. What's their market cap? Their market cap is $558 million. So it's not big. It's a strong buy from Wall Street, probably because people thought that somebody was going to buy them. The price target is 24. It's 120% upside. There's 10 analysts that cover this. So the momentum has been great. You know, look at that return. 3 month up 5%, and it's going to be even better today. So let's go over some scans, because one of the things that I do is I scan for the market for bullish stocks in the 4-hour algorithm. Roblox is one. Yes, you got in at 55 here on April 11th, and it's still going. But the MACD and the 4-hour algorithm is telling us, hey, this one might be going for a bigger move. Now, do I expect this one to go for a bigger move? That is a huge, huge if. But you can see back here in November 2021, the all-time highs look like it's about $140. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Another one that has a buy, that is a top 2025 stock, Credo. I personally own this one. And you can see the entry in the 4-hour algorithm was $40.74. The MACD and the entry in the 4-hour algorithm is telling us it's going to move bullish again. And look, you've got a double top right here at about 83. Is that one going to break through? The MACD is reset. The RSI is still very high. Risk reward. Another one that is a top 2025 stock. It is an alpha pick stock, by the way, is EAT, Brinker International. And EAT, I've got busy neighbors here is what they call this one. EAT in the 4-hour algorithm, it has another buy. Let's see. It got you in at 140. You covered this gap up to 157. You're heading towards its all-time high at 190. It's at 181. But the MACD is telling us on the 4-hour, hey, there might be more room to run on this one. In our watch list, A-Lab is one. Okay, 95.22. You can see it just got you out of a 50% run, and you've got a gap up here at 114. Maybe you start to fill that gap. You've also got a gap below at 77. MACD has reset itself, and it's telling us maybe it's going for another run. I can tell you, look at the performance. Okay, the 4-hour algorithm, 127% versus 83 buy and hold. It's a good 15 months, because this one just came out 15 months ago, 14 positions. You're not trading every day in this 4-hour algorithm. AMD, which we went over, one of the big winners yesterday, $91.65. That was the entry. It's telling you today, hey, there might be more room to run. We just crossed the 200-day. So maybe you have more room to run. The 4-hour algorithm is saying you may have that. But the 4-hour algorithm doesn't work really well on this one. So take it with a grain of salt. You use this like you use an analyst telling you, hey, it's a great buy. There's no emotions in this. There's no analysis of fundamentals. It is simply just the price and the target. It is the stock chart. That is all technical trading is the stock chart. Now, ones that I like, VRT. And I've got a long list of these stocks that are in this. But VRT, I like this one. At $70, I liked it. I sold it here for a loss, and I planned on buying it back 30 days later. I didn't. I should have. Around 106, you're at 117 right now. Now, are you going up to fill this gap up here to 145? Maybe. Maybe it's turned itself around. This is a stock that has infrastructure. It's cooling racks for AI. Said we were in an AI market. Another one that is AI related is the utility, Vistra, VST. This one, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 478%. Buying and holding makes you 613%. It got you in here at 113. You've started to fill this gap at 176. Where does this gap go up to? 189. So if you buy at 175, expect 189 to be your top. So is the risk worth the reward? And that's the way you look at this. And I will tell you, one thing that Leon Cooperman said is that natural gas will outperform oil. Well, natural gas, this is a triple leveraged ETF on the bull side of natural gas. $55.45 is the entry. You're at $58.69. Okay, are we going for a bull run in natural gas? Well, if you think we're going lower in natural gas, then KOLD, because you've got a triple leveraged on the bear side, which just got you out. That's how you can use these 4-hour algorithms to trade in and out of these types of things. Okay, I don't always suggest it, because these these triple leveraged ETFs, any leveraged ETF, it's a decaying asset. So understand what you're trading. But if you have any questions, again, sign up for the newsletter and just reply to the email that you get. I have email, you can reply back and I'll reply to you. Sometimes you get caught up in the spam folder and it might take me a couple of days to understand that. But I do reply to everybody. So if you have any questions, remember, 12 o'clock today is the top 2025 stocks for the second half of this year. It's a big event. I'm going to be on there. Maybe I'll go live. I probably won't, but I am going to be buying. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.